Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles. Brought to you by Sean Porter Promotions.
I'm naturally offbeat, but I'm just gonna be so much worse now.
Yeah, if I did something, Sean would have killed me. He loved trying to get on me by
my dude said he naturally offbeat.
No, he be grooving though.
He don't he?
I'm not a great dancer. I'm not a horrible dancer, but
You make it look fun. You make dancing look fun.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. I feel like it's like anything. As long as you're enjoying it, just live it up.
Yeah, you show up in my house more often than you're even here. And what I mean by that is you're talked about quite often in this household. My wife said the other day, she said something crazy. She said, in the words of she said in the famous words of Carson, almost pooped myself. I said, oh Lord.
I'm not sure if I like those famous words being attached.
Because it's one of the things you always say. So yeah.
I thought it was gonna be after we busted her and our guy Renee up in tennis again.
How was that?
She's good. No, you're of the, and we'll shout them out because they'll listen to this. Of our friends Joe and Mac and your wife, she was head and shoulders above any of them.
Oh, Mac showed up.
No, we played with him before and he was terrible.
Okay.
But yeah, no, your wife held her own. Not good enough to challenge you and I really, but
watching Mac play tennis is worthy of making that a video on this podcast.
On the podcast itself.
And I'll just die the entire.
Yeah, it's about what you'd expect, but now she held her own. But and it's 2022.
Oh yeah, true. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, me too. Like,
the year after 2021.
Right.
Ain't nothing changed. We still in COVID.
I had to write a check yesterday, and I almost put 21. I was like, dang, it's 2022.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, so from a boxing standpoint, I feel like 2021 really was lightweight and an explosion.
Yeah.
And I think that 2022 is going to boxing is about to ride a wave. Yeah. So I know we're going to do some stuff later. That's my bold prediction. So
not all too bold, but okay.
Right.
More specific.
We got fighter of the year, fight of the year, bold prediction, prospect of the year. That's end of the show. But Carson, I got one for you, baby.
I'm excited.
I got one for you.
I said today, as I was thinking of my bold prediction, I would come up with one. And I was like, yeah, that's not bad, and I believe it. And I was like, I can't wait to see what Ant says. I really didn't even care about my own bold prediction. I was like, I wonder what Ant's thinking right now.
Hey, I got something crazy. Hey, but Porterway podcast, last year we talked we had stuff on the way. We actually do. I took over this. Sean Porter was in control. I'm in control.
Hold on. Don't.
Hey, somebody had to fall on the sword.
Let's keep it real. We had a meeting.
Yeah.
We had a business.
Sean's the boss.
Yeah.
I'm the underboss. Carson's the boss.
I gave you the reins. I said, going to make it do what it do.
We're making some stuff happen.
I said, moving on your left.
We're going to make it happen for y'all. Merch, all type of stuff. We're going to make it happen. And we're going to use the fans as a lot of this stuff too.
What's the number one thing? Like, what can't you wait to bring to the Porterway podcast?
The merch.
I know it's the merch, but what is it specific? What is you like? Oh, I got this. And I'm gonna hit them with that.
We got the Letterman jacket. I got these pants. I got some stuff. Don't get me hype. I get hype easy.
I got these pants.
Yeah, I got some shirts. The designs. We got all this.
You know how many
we got
years
this
I asked?
cartoon shirt with Carson, me, you, and Zytel. Somebody did a cartoon of us.
I like
That's
that.
gonna be crazy.
Carson
likes it.
You know how many years I asked for hammer pants for Christmas, by the way?
We getting them hammer pants.
Never got them.
If we get hammer pants,
if we get Porterway podcast hammer pants, I'll wear them.
Hold on, I'm not wearing.
My dude noting it right now. My dude is noting it right now.
I'm not going, Carson. I'm not going. Sean, you want some?
Yeah, I want some. Because I got them too, but they was weak. They wasn't like, what I mean? It wasn't what Hammer was doing. Mine was like cotton or something.
Shout out to Erickson Lubin, tied in the boxing.
And Sean, before we go to head the boxing, we're supposed to have Sean retirement party the next couple months. I tried to get you Bubbles the monkey. He said you're too broke, bitch.
Oh, damn. Hate to see it.
Hey, look up Bubbles the monkey.
Bubbles, try to give me Bubbles for real.
Bubbles said cash. Bubbles said cash rules everything around me.
Yeah, he said Sean Porter smells like broke.
I thought Bubbles passed away.
No, he's still alive.
Is he still
I'm
alive?
dead serious.
Shout out to Bubbles.
I thought he
He's like Sean too broke. I laid in the bed with Michael Jackson and Macaulay Culkin.
Bubbles been living forever, but
Yeah, Bubbles the monkey. Well, all right, go ahead, Carson.
we
Where's my gift?
Where's your retirement party? Because
yeah.
my gift can't just show up. Like that's gonna look weird.
It's a
Oh,
punch
so
to the
somebody
face.
showing
Oh
up.
shit.
Oh man, he tried to get Bubbles to the party. What?
He got Bobo the clown instead.
I show up with just a random monkey. All right.
Hey, let's do it. Hey,
Yeah.
Fox was. Hey, is it just me or was Fox fired this weekend?
Yeah, man.
Was it fired this weekend?
Yeah.
Because
Fire's a little much, but it was
hey,
good.
listen, hey,
It set the tone for the year.
It did, yeah.
the desk was on fire. I'll say that the desk was doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kate carries the broadcast as always.
100%.
But I was there was so many this is already the fight of the year jokes on Twitter, and those make me sad because it's 2022, so everyone like there'd be a knockout and they're like knockout of the year, LOL, and I'm like, yeah.
Was it the heavyweight fights?
It was any like punch that was landed. It was the punch that it was a bunch of it. But
yeah. Hey, well, for me to start it off, I just got to
Yeah.
give love to Maliek right quick. Maliek
Yeah.
Montgomery. He just
KO?
improved. No, yeah, he got another KO. My dude, I meant to look it up. I said, how many rounds was that? Because it looked like it had gone a couple of rounds. He said 3.5. I was like, man, that looked like 4 or 5 rounds to me. But yeah, he just got another knockout. Actually, the corner stepped on the apron, threw in the towel, and my dude improved. My dude improved to 12-0. Hey, listen, that happened quite a bit on Saturday night.
we were just looking at you every time.
I just turned around. I was like writing down some notes. I'm like, damn, this shit is going around. This shit is contagious.
Hey, started a trend.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
So he improved it to 12-0, 11 KOs, and he's looking really good. I didn't want to I text him like, hey, I got some things I want to show you. I don't want to expose him on the show. So what I will say is that of course he needs improvement. Of course he is improving. But the few things that really stuck out to me about Saturday night for Maliek Montgomery, real quick. I can hear my dad in the corner. My dad is yelling, "Stay calm, take some steps back." He fights a lot like me, and he's a lot like me just in general. And one thing he has a habit of doing is kind of overexerting himself here and there. And there were some moments where he was able to just stay really poised and comfortable in there. And when my dad, whatever commands my dad was giving him during the fight, he would make those little adjustments, and I could see it and hear it. And of course, I was looking at my dad in between rounds, and it looked like the corner looked really, really just comfortable the other night. And he got the job done in just a couple of rounds. So he's fighting at 130. He won the NABF at 126, and then this last fight, this past weekend was at 130. So I don't know if my dad's going to try to campaign him at 130 or just try to,
Where it
allow
makes
him
more sense.
wherever he can get the title first. You know what I mean? So he's ranked now at 126, and it may be possible that my dad's trying to get him ranked at 130 as well. So I'm really not quite sure what the plan is right there. But at this point he's 12-0, a little bit behind in terms of the 2016 squad. I think was the squad that he came out with. Some bumps along the way.
Not
when
too far behind, Sean.
Yeah, he had some time off.
Yeah, he had some time off. So
Yeah.
with that being said, when you're doing things, they're pouring away. Go ahead and say that. When you do things that way, then you kind of always are on time as long as you're kind of following the script. So he's following the script and he's doing really well.
And multiple divisions, and the more possible divisions you can fight in, the better. Depending on where opportunities go. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially it seems like at 126 and 130, it seems like, and even at 35, it's like you can kind of campaign at those 3 weight classes and be seen, be noticed. And obviously some big fights, I think at 26, 30, and 35.
35
eventually
for sure.
when he gets to that point.
A lot of the fans may not know Maliek, but the guys around his age and that's hot right now, they know Maliek.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing is they know Maliek's coming.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. They said Jay-Z told his label one time, 50 Cent's coming. Hey, Malik's coming, baby.
Oh wow.
And we're getting all the belts. We're getting
I
all
see.
the belts.
I'm
Yeah.
still hoping he changes his name to Malik the Freak to come out to Houdini.
Come on,
but-
no, don't do that.
Tell me who coming out to Freaks come out at night wouldn't be a great walkout song.
But
That's my
Malik
opinion.
the Freak is wild.
Freaks come out at night. But yeah, and also so you had the non-televisers where Malik was in action, and then the undercard on the Fox, regular Fox, an all-Cuban heavyweight battle.
Yeah.
With Pero, who was 4-1 against Frank Sanchez in the amateurs.
Oh wow.
Which the one was like, I think it was a walkover. So I don't think he actually lost to him at any point. But obviously Frank Sanchez is doing what he does. But
that's what a walkover is. It had to be an
it's
injury.
like a forfeit.
Yeah, like an injury or something like that. He couldn't fight the next day, and so it's a walkover.
Yeah, but he did well. And then the headliner of the Fox undercard, Frank.
Hold
Martin.
up. I got something to say about that.
Okay.
I thought that both them dudes are the real deal.
And both very young in their careers. They're not young in age, but like I think they were 5-0 and 6-0, or like 5-0 and 5-0, and like fighting each other.
Up.
Yeah, that early.
It was 5-0 and 6-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5-0 against 6-0.
Yeah, no, both of them look like they could be the goods. And that definitely is not a fight where, you lose and it's curtains for you.
Hey, I thought, fans, I thought we was having Frank Sanchez on the show, so I did some studying on Frank Sanchez. But that's a whole nother subject. That's Anthony being Anthony. Hey, I'm gonna ask you guys, why is Cuban fighters so great in boxing? Like, what is in the water down there?
So this is what I had to say about that weight class and those fighters specifically.
Okay.
6-0 and 5-0. 6-0 lost to 5-0, but both those guys will make it all the way to the top of the heavyweight division. So and here I'm gonna tell the long story short. Over here in the United States, we box, some of us may play football, some of us may play basketball, some of us may be in a chess club or playing tennis. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are so into our schoolwork that we do school and we do boxing, and we got some other extracurricular things going on that may pull us away from boxing. Those other countries, they live, breathe, and eat boxing. Okay. So they literally have compounds where those kids are, for the sake of words, once they qualify, they're sent to those compounds. They live there, they train there, they eat there, they sleep there, they do schoolwork there, they get educated there, and there's nothing that they have to do but get prepared for the Olympic Games. That's another big separation for the United States and a lot of these other countries as it pertains to the Olympic Games. Those guys bringing home medals, that's how they bring money to their countries. And that's how they're able to feed themselves and produce for themselves, which is why a lot of them never turn pro. They don't need to. Their supply, all that stuff is supplied for them. So when you're looking at Brazone and Pero, who both these guys are undefeated, both of these guys are big guys, can dig to the body, can move around the ring,
pretty
pop
fluid
from the outside, fluid, strong, fast, big dudes. You don't normally see that, but those guys been boxing since they at the least probably 10 years old, and they probably qualified to be in those Olympic programs by the time they were 14. As you can see, the one guy Pero's 4-1 against a guy Frank Sanchez, who's gonna be the next heavyweight world champion. I'm hoping that Luis Ortiz is able to pull it off, but if he doesn't, Frank Sanchez will be the first Cuban heavyweight world champion.
Yeah.
And this is what I had to say about the heavyweight division. I'm seeing Brazone and I'm seeing Pero. I'm like, neither one of these dudes is going to go away. I was like, one of these dudes just had to lose this fight. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But as long as they move these guys the way they're just supposed to move, like there's no reason 6-0 is supposed to be fighting 5-0, both guys from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just too early. But as long as they move these guys the right way, we may see them fighting for a title eliminator or even fighting for a vacant world title. So what I had to say about the heavyweight division is I got a feeling that the division is going to become a Cuban division like relatively soon.
Yeah, good.
So another bold prediction.
And something else I was going to say, because I thought Frank Sanchez was going to be on. Hey, I got about early 2023. I got him as the heavyweight champion of the world. Frank
Hey,
Sanchez,
yo. Yeah.
heavyweight champion of the world.
Do we want to? Well, I guess we'll just get to him. Do you want to go to him now, or we want to touch on Frank Martin first?
Yeah, go to Frank Martin.
No, let's go to him.
Frank Sanchez.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just so technical. Like that fight, in all fairness, as somebody who's a huge Frank Sanchez fan, wasn't very exciting. It was the co-main, like it was what it was. But I think, like what Ant said about him being a champ, I just think you can hate the style all you want to, and he might be boring. You might not want to watch him. You might not want to watch him on pay-per-view, but doesn't mean you're going to beat him.
No, man, this one was his dance partner, man. He had a guy that took a fight late notice.
Yeah, and
has
walking
been,
forward with his hands up the whole time.
Hammer he's been in some big fights against some names and things like that. And he's come up short. He's actually beat some guys as well. But I just think for Saturday night, he did not have a guy in front of him that would allow him to. Hammer was just a complete survivor, and that's what you get when you fight a guy with a lot of experience. At the end of the day, you're not gonna be able to knock that guy out. And if the guy knows who you are, he's going to cover up very well. He's going to be very defensive, not open up, not throw anything from the outside and give you a chance. And I think that he took a lot away from Frank Sanchez in terms of him being exciting from that standpoint. I wasn't, me, I wasn't high on Frank Sanchez 2 fights ago. Yeah. And then I just in his last fight against Ajagba, I saw some things that really made me raise both eyebrows. And then once I went and took a look at him, went back and took a look at him, I said, "Oh, this dude's gonna be a world champion. Like he's the future of the heavyweight division." I'm not mad at you. 2023, I could see, if not before that.
You have an interesting mix, and we can kind of tie that into the main event. But at heavyweight, even if you just look at the landscape now, not even projecting the future, but you have obviously the champions right now, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, both very good boxers technically. Obviously have power, but both very good technically boxers. Deontay Wilder still right there, huge puncher,
not a good boxer,
arguably one of the best heavy punchers of all time.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's there, has power, also can box a little bit. You have Luis Ortiz, kind of that same, can box, also has some power. And then Frank Sanchez. Then you got huge hitters like Jared Anderson, Dillian White, Chisora,
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce.
It's
It's a nice mix, I think, especially for the heavyweight division where we've had kind of lulls where it's like, okay, I don't really care about these fights. Like, don't like the matchups. Now you're going to get some matchups where it's a big puncher against a boxer and kind of the chess match there. But I think it's in good shape.
And I think why I said about 2023, because at this point, he's ranked number 5 in WBO, number 5 in WBC. If Deontay Wilder's not going to get back in the ring, give Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz,
another one. Yeah.
Yeah. But how are they going to fight if they got the same trainer?
Who?
Yeah, who does?
Frank Sanchez. Who's this trainer?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both working with.
How does that work? How would that work?
I don't know if I've ever seen that in the pros. Of
it
course,
just
I've seen
hit
it in
me.
the amateurs.
He just has to stand in the neutral corner and yell instructions to both.
Yeah.
Whoever picks up the instructions better.
I guess you take the coach train. That would be because who do you go with?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that. Now that I'm thinking of it, I don't think I've ever seen that either.
Because they're on pace to bump heads.
Yeah.
I guess you try to avoid it much as possible.
Yeah.
And either or fights Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, there's just really fun matchups, and I think guys like Ruiz and then Luis Ortiz was maybe going to fight Andy Ruiz, but then ends up fighting Charles Martin. Let's get to that. What?
Oh, because I got Frank. We gotta guess.
Okay.
Gotta guess. Let's bring him in.
I did no study.
Yeah, well, you studied. You just studied for the wrong Frank.
Wow.
Maybe he'll know the answers to those questions too.
Yeah, I thought I was clear on that.
I think Frank ran with it.
Yeah. All right. So listen, we got Frank Martin coming to the Porterway podcast. 15-0, just improved to 15-0, 11 KOs right there on Fox. What do you call it? Regular Fox?
Yeah, regular Fox.
Yeah, we call it regular
Simpsons
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, he was on Fox before. He was on He was the main event before the pay-per-view started. And I've been kind of high on this kid for a second now. And once I really started watching him, I say, yeah, this dude is the 135 pounder that nobody talks about. So welcome to the Port Away podcast, Frank Martin.
What's going on, fellas?
The ghost.
Just woke up, boss. What's up with it?
Man, not too much. Still out here in Miami. Well, Florida.
Yeah. You still out there, man? You hanging, huh?
I'll leave tomorrow.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. Well, listen, as you just heard, I introed you and I said you are the 135-pound fighter that nobody talks about at 15-0, 11 KOs. Why is that?
I just hopped in the game, late, just the opportunities. My first 10 fights was at armories. It wasn't that the fights weren't televised, or I wasn't getting that exposure and stuff that I needed. So, I feel like that played a big part.
And Frank, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26. And then when did you start boxing? I know you started boxing, quote unquote, late.
At 18.
You said, yeah, 18. So a lot of the guys that came, that you were right there. Who did you fight in the amateurs that has a name now?
Virgil, Abraham Nova,
You beat Virgil, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat Virgil. So really, my first year, Sean, my first year at the National Golden Gloves was the first year I met you in 2015.
I remember that story.
My first year.
Yeah, I remember that story.
And then that next year, Dron Ennis had won at 141 that year. And then the next year, I had won it in 2016.
At what weight?
141.
I had 141. Okay.
Yeah.
I talked to you the other day about the guy you was in the ring with on Saturday night. You recall his name?
Romero Duno.
Yeah, Romero Duno. Yeah.
Fantastic fight against what's his name?
Romero Duno.
Duno.
Oh yeah, Duno. Fantastic fight against Duno. I did not see the punch that Fox. I don't know if I wasn't watching or what, but in my ear I just heard, oh, he caught Frank. He caught Frank Martin. And, was told the narrative was that you took a punch that they felt was relatively clean and hard to the chin, and you kept, and you basically ate it up. What was that moment?
I know I got hit. I ain't used to getting hit, but it wasn't nothing that like, I'm like, oh, I got hit, I'm hurt. I don't feel that I was hurt. Once I got hit or whatever, it was just one of those shots. He was so strong, you know what I mean? Like when he threw the shot, I was already moving, you know what I mean? So with him throwing the shot, just like all of that, like it was more like a arm punch. So it was like when he hit me, I was already on the move. So I hit the ropes. I hit the back of the ropes. You know what I mean?
Made it look worse than it was. Yeah, made it look worse than it was.
Yeah, from hitting me, I had went back on the ropes or whatever. So I'm trying to get my balance on the process of that. I just grabbed him, just clinch up.
And then the very next round, I think that story, and then when you come into the very next round where they're saying, oh, Frank Martin can be hit. He took that punch relatively well, but let's see what happens this round. And then here comes, boom, counter overhand left. You floored him. Beautiful. And then boom, again, counter over left, and you floored him again. Now, of course, anybody that's been paying attention knows that you working with the same coaches, Errol Spence Jr., Derek James. And of course, while I'm watching, I'm trying to see what's Frank Martin and what could be a similarity that he may have with Errol Spence Jr. and things like that. That overhand left that you threw, two beautiful counter overhand lefts. Is that Frank Martin, or is that a combination of what Frank Martin's been learning from Derek James?
You could say both. I feel like I've always been left hand dominant. So like when it comes to, I always throw that left. I always throw that left, but we have been working a lot on it. The boom, left hook, step off, come back with a up or another left. It's things that we have been working on.
It's going to sound funny, but the thing that stood out to me on both knockdowns was actually your defense on them. like you mentioned, you land these clean shots, but you were in position not to get hit if he didn't go down. And I was like, damn, that's special to be able to have that kind of an offensive explosion. And then also, if he throws something back, I'm out of the way. So how has it been? Obviously, people just keep kind of tying you to Errol and Derek James, rightfully so. They're kind of the top of the game. But is it something where you just feel kind of part of the family down there, or are you kind of trying to make a name for yourself?
Oh no. I definitely feel part of the family, so with them mentioning that and stuff, they ain't no big deal. Just fighting. I feel like just fighting or whatever just gonna make the name for myself.
You get 8 rounds in with EJ?
Nah.
He doesn't want it.
And obviously you're a great talent, but you actually popped up on like the Explorer on me one time, and I think you were sparring with Floyd Mayweather about 2 or 3 years ago. What's the relationship there with Floyd?
I don't really know Floyd like too much.
He was actually catching, y'all was doing pad work.
The mill work. Yeah. I always went down to Vegas. I went to Floyd's gym, but I've never really like outside of the gym really too much talked with Floyd. I was always in communications with his nephew.
So obviously you was in the gym and he seen something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get the co-signed by TBE, you got big shoes to fill, Frank. Big shoes to fill.
It's all good.
Listen,
I'm ready for it.
I heard on another thing they said on telecast that kind of lightweight blew my mind for a second. Of course, you only 15-0, but they said technically you've only lost 1 round as a professional fighter. Did you know that?
What the hell happened in that round?
Man, I never knew that. But like going into a fight, I'm always like trying to be the one on top, when it comes to the rounds. I don't like to give rounds away. I don't like to, all right, I'm gonna give a round away and just to rest or whatever it may be. I like to just kind of like dominate, and then, if a knockout come, that's fine. If not, just dominate the whole fight. So I've always been like the type to try to like win, every round.
Frank, you be stealing rounds, huh? You be stealing rounds.
It was probably a judge just messing around and just like, I'll make this a 10-9 round for the other guy.
Why not?
Hey, I wrote this down. Great timing, great reflexes, got speed, power, and you're smart. You can use the ring,
footwork.
You can counter punch. You got great footwork. You can be aggressive as well. Where does all that come from?
Just athlete, just athletic. The wrestling, the football. I feel like it's all kind of intertwined. Just put it all together, and that's me.
Yeah.
How long you been with Coach Derek James?
We've been training for about like 9 months now. 10 or 9 months.
Yeah, because one day we had him on, we asked him who was next up. And he kind of mentioned you without mentioning you. I think y'all just started working together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we were trying to keep it low, man. I didn't grow so much, just training with him. And, it's crazy how much growth I done had.
You're surrounded by nothing but champions in the gym.
Yeah.
And Frank, you got a cousin in the NFL. Who is that?
Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith. I met Jalen. I'm not even gonna recall that. I think it was 2018. I met Jalen, and he said, "Man, I think you might know my cousin." And we got to talking, got to rapping about you. And it wasn't until right around 2018 I was like, "All right, let me check this dude out." I hadn't really heard your name before or anything like that, but you got Jalen Smith in the NFL. You're now doing really big things on Fox primetime. In boxing, is that your family? The family is nothing but athletes in there.
Yeah, you could say, we got a lot of athletes. Even our uncles, brothers, like Jalen's brother, he was in the league before Jalen, Rod Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a pretty talented family. Just our uncles and like my brother, they had opportunities to do things, but it was certain things that kind of held them back. So us coming up, looking at their mistakes, we like, all right, somebody in this next group got to pave the way.
Yeah. And it seems like the family's really big on football. But then now you doing the boxing thing, do you think that's gonna be, something that the family kind of gravitates towards now? Is y'all gonna be pushing out some fighters soon?
Oh yeah, it was hard though, because like in Indiana and Fort Wayne, because I was back and forth from Detroit to Fort Wayne. So my mom's side, they in Fort Wayne, everybody in Fort Wayne. My pop's side, everybody in Detroit. So I was like, back and forth. But out there in Indiana, man, the boxing scene is real small. It really ain't too many gyms right now. I think it may be about like one gym out there in Indiana, so just make it, I want to make it a point to get some stuff out there, for fighters and stuff. So like coming up, it was hard to try to even do it because it's something that we don't see. We see football and basketball.
Yeah.
Would you like to fight back home at some point? Lucas Oil Stadium?
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Nice. Maybe Devin Haney, Frank Martin, Lucas Oil Stadium. I'm just saying, not a bad matchup.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah, you mentioned his name after the fight, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, I'm here for all the BS, so call them all out. Line them up.
Hey, hold on.
What Earl say? Man down.
Fox say they love it, and they quoted you saying this. They said they love this quote by you. It's not safe for anybody in my division. Damn. If you had a top 3 that you want to fight in the next 6 months, who are those 3 fighters?
You could say Devin, Ryan,
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Devin, Ryan,
Devin Haney,
and JoJo Diaz.
And JoJo Diaz.
I like that fight.
That's nice. I like the JoJo Diaz fight too.
Yeah.
I think
that'd be smooth right there.
I was gonna say we not
real smooth.
I like that Sean said 6 months. Like that's a crazy turnaround there.
Hey, Frank,
it kind of is, huh?
Out of that 3, I'm going 2 KOs. I ain't gonna say who.
Somebody going to sleep.
Hey, we ain't gotta say that. We ain't gotta say all that.
And
you said out of those 3, you got 2 KOs or 3
2
KOs?
KOs, but hey,
Hey, 3
we gonna
happen.
keep that on the low. We just gonna see.
Yeah, and then one of them is gonna be like, "Damn, am I the one that's gonna make it the distance?"
Hey, Frank, we appreciate your time.
Man down promotions.
No problem, fellas.
We appreciate your time. Congratulations, and hopefully we see you on Fox before 6 months comes.
Yes, sir. We
all right, now.
back. We right back.
Yes, sir. Yes,
all
sir.
Right, now y'all have a good one.
Stay blessed,
Yeah,
man.
you too.
All right, now.
Oh man,
The Ghost.
Yeah, that was solid.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, good dude right there. Good dude.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Super talented dude.
Yeah, and he's super talented for real. I you know what? I wanted to get him on this podcast because I feel like, when I'm saying that, he's the 135 that nobody talks about. I really feel like, he's in the shadows right now. And the thing with boxing is it's like a lot of times nobody knows of you. I think times are changing now, of course, but nobody really knows you until you get to world championship status, or or that in the title limit or something like that, So I think by him fighting on Fox, I think that, he's probably a little bit more notable than even I may be saying right now. But nevertheless, I was like, you know what, this dude is a talent. Let me get him on my podcast.
And Errol's done a really good job of making sure social media, he's always putting out, tune in, Frank Martin, making sure to get it out there. Man down promotions. But
and shout out to the Portaway podcast. You guys always putting out up and coming boxers. So good job on y'all.
Negro, you're
us.
Part of this.
Oh yeah,
us placers.
Awesome.
Yeah,
my jam right there.
Yeah, pat yourself on the back. But I think we can, before we get to our 2021 awards, we can kind of breeze through the pay-per-view. First fight was bananas.
Hey, like, so because Carson, I know you watch a lot of the stuff that I do.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Do you think I oversold the pay-per-view on during the weigh-in show or during the press conference? Like in retrospect, are you like,
looking at how the action played out, maybe a little bit, but you're also paid to do that. So
yeah.
No,
Well, you know what?
in that case,
Even though I'm paid to do it, like I started getting feelings, and it's like I told you before, like when I'm invested in this stuff, and like I always kind of see and feel a little different than anybody at home. And I was like, man, if there was ever a reason people didn't buy this card, it's because they don't know any of the names on this card. I said, but they'd be missing out on some entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think overall, I think you could say that you got your money's worth.
Yeah, and only $40. Yeah, that first fight was just insanity.
First fight.
Hey, Gerald, hang it up, player.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Gerald Washington, he's had a good run. He's been in there with some great guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably the time, and I think that would be the right move.
If you come back, put your damn right hand up.
Yeah,
it's the left hand that be down, and it's just
it's the right. No, it's the right. It was the right arm. Right?
I can't.
Well, I mean, he boxes. He's an orthodox fighter, and he boxes with that left hand low.
It's a mirror. It's a mirror image.
Yeah.
But that fight was okay. That might have been a little bit of a drop off. The Johnny Rice and Michael Coffey fight was interesting. Johnny Rice, God love him. The interview afterwards was grade A.
Carson's always for the BS.
Hey, trying to give his mother a grandchild. I respected that.
He said, I'm trying to make my mama a grandmama.
He said, I have a girl right now, but I'm working on it.
Right.
Yeah, that was classic. He says he hopefully now can retire from his day job, which would be not great for him.
Let me say, because I said just because you're not guaranteed 6 figures from this fight. Like, we just slow down, relax.
I hope he gets 7 figures.
Slow down and relax.
You tell people stop counting your pockets. Stop counting that man's pockets. Man.
Well, I'm gonna make this known. I'm gonna make it known that we don't. Some of us don't just overnight. A lot of us just don't overnight at the snap of a finger start making 6 figures. That was not a 6-figure performance.
Damn.
That wasn't nowhere near a 6-foot.
He's upset Michael Coffey twice now. Hey, man.
And I like the dude. Yeah. I like the dude for boxing. I think he's got some skills. I think he's talented, but I think that he held back.
Conditioning was a little
I don't
lacking.
think he was quite prepared enough for a Michael Coffey that
he had to go to work on Monday.
That clearly, I don't think he's quite prepared enough for a Michael Coffey that clearly can't beat him. You know what I mean? So when I just was like, man, you a good dude, but slow down, man. You're not getting 6 figures.
I loved it. I was all about it.
Sean's not a fan.
Yeah,
I am, man. I'm a fan of him. Outside of the ring, you got to show me a little bit more inside the ring.
Yeah. And so he wins again. Then we mentioned Frank Sanchez gets the win. The main event. I'm a Luis Ortiz fan.
Okay.
Legs don't look like they're there anymore, buddy.
You're getting old, man. Granddaddy got them granddaddy legs.
Yeah, he was
got them granddaddy legs.
It was just one of those things where he gets dropped, and it took so long to get his legs back. Like it felt like it was like a round later, and his legs were just like he didn't have spaghetti legs the whole time, but like
3 times he went down.
Twice, I think.
Oh, okay. One,
but. It just seemed like I was like, he's just kind of off. Like his equilibrium just seemed kind of off. So
he went down twice.
Yeah. But no, I think he was losing and the cards indicated he was losing. But the knockout was one of the first knockdown of Charles Martin was one of the stranger things I've seen.
Yeah. It looked like somebody said, hey, the pizza's ready. He's like, what?
Yeah. I literally thought he was looking at somebody in the crowd.
Now y'all know me.
What did your reaction?
As soon as I saw the ref in the ring, I said, we got the wrong ref. You can't, and no disrespect to anybody, but you can't there's a lot of referees that are just too small to ref heavyweight fights.
He worked earlier that night, didn't he?
They don't have a big commission down there. So all of those guys worked like multiple fights throughout the night. And which isn't a problem, but I just could see that guy that he didn't have the experience to work with. Forget the fact that this is a title eliminator. He's working 2 heavyweights, and you gotta be strong. And guess what? If you're not strong physically, you gotta be strong with your voice. You know what I mean? So I watched him earlier in some earlier fights. I'm just always paying attention. You know what I mean? And in some earlier fights, the action's right here, and he's not even like in the screen. And that's just not how it's supposed to go. He's supposed to be right here, not get in the way, but do what he's supposed to do. So anyway, so before the fight starts, and I see he's in the ring, I say, "Oh, we got the wrong ref." And then I think it really did show up in the fight.
I'm not even sure if
Do you give him
a standing 8?
You do. You do.
Like I don't think you step in and stop it there. But he literally turns completely, looks in the crowd, and I was like, is he looking at the ref? Is he looking at his family? What am I seeing here?
I was confused.
And then Ortiz just jumps on him.
Yeah.
And then I've never seen somebody get their hands stuck in the rope like that. And there were definitely about 17 rabbit punches that were thrown at various points in that exchange.
Yeah.
But then he's stuck, and you're just like, you're counting, but it's like, my hand is stuck here. I can't move. But
it's literally like somebody said, "Charlie," and he looked like, focus,
Charlie.
Hey, his mom actually yells. His mom yells that during his fights.
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn, are you?
He was at under the Porter Garcia fight card. And
He was.
That's how I know that.
He was.
Yeah, that was. But yeah, he gets the win. I don't know. As far as Ortiz goes, I know the next thing was going to be potentially a fight.
Hey, hold up. Did y'all see what happened on the second knockdown in the stoppage?
He got knocked down.
So he got knocked down. He got knocked down. He gets up, and the referee, bad reffing. The ref looks at the timekeeper to get the time instead of looking at Charles, because there was something going on with Charles. Oh, there was a situation where like he's Luis Ortiz is like standing over Charles, like practically beating him down. And he's what the ref is supposed to do is separate Luis from the action, tell him to go to the neutral corner, look back at the fighter to make sure that the fighter is okay. If the fighter isn't like down and out or anything like that, then you look at the ref, then you look at the timekeeper to get the count. The timekeeper, what happens is once the knockdown happens and the opponent is like sent to the neutral corner, then the timekeeper starts to count. The count doesn't start when the ref goes over there and eventually starts 1, 2, 3. So the timekeeper, he's supposed to look at the timekeeper. He looked at the timekeeper instead of looking at Charles Martin. Then when he goes back to Charles, he misses his count. So he goes, it was bad. He went 3, 4, just like that.
Oh,
and then he waved off the fight. And this is why I didn't agree with him waving off the fight. I didn't agree with him waving off the fight because Charles is allowed to do anything that he wants to do except for turn his back to the ref. That's the only thing he's not allowed to do. Remember, we was watching the fight and the ref was like 7, 8, and then when he got the 8, dude took a knee.
Yeah.
You can't do it at 8. But hypothetically, Charles, as long as he's looking at the ref could be like 4, 5. He can go down on the knee. He can do whatever he wants to do except for turn his back to the referee. And I just felt like the ref did not give him a chance to do anything at all. Of course, he was walking to the side. You're allowed to. And I don't think the ref did his job. The fight could have continued. Of course, Martin would have been in a lot of trouble. But I felt like from that standpoint, that's why there was so much commotion after the fight. Martin came over. He's like, yo, that was bullshit. And Luis Ortiz, he speaks enough English to know, like, yo, you disrespecting me now. I was like, we don't need this to happen. But I understood why he was mad, and I didn't really appreciate the job that the ref did on fight night. But nevertheless, Luis Ortiz poured it out with some granddaddy legs because he do.
Yeah.
Damn, chill.
You said it.
Yeah. And then the next step for him was going to be potentially fighting Filip Ergovic for a title. That would be a title eliminator as well. And Jake Donovan. Shout out to Jake Donovan, Chicken Talk Writer of the Year.
Jake Donovan.
He said that they didn't come to an agreement, and it had kind of been reported earlier, and they were like, oh, Luis Ortiz is ducking him. But apparently Luis Ortiz, according to the sources, hurt his hand. So based on like the negotiations, it wouldn't have made sense for his recovery. But I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm a big Luis Ortiz fan. I don't know how well he does against the top heavyweights right now.
Listen, I did it, and I didn't want to do it, but I did it because it was kind of like, it was almost like a situation where I had to do it. I fought a title eliminator against Andre Berto, and then I ended up fighting another title eliminator against Adrian Granados. And the reason why was because the fight that I wanted, I fought for the WBC, it would have been Keith, but Keith was still injured. And so it was like, stay busy, but here we'll put another title up there, more money, and kind of is what it is. But Luis Ortiz should not be fighting for anything less than a world championship title. I don't believe, has what it takes to go multiple fights in order to get back to a world championship title. He's got to be fighting for a world championship title ASAP.
Does he beat anyone right now that has the title?
He could beat Andre. No, he doesn't have a title anymore. I was gonna say I do think he can beat Anthony Joshua, given he doesn't get hit, of course.
It's a big given.
That's a big given.
This fool said, given he doesn't get hit.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm a big fan. You guys know how I fuck Cuban boxers, but I don't think he beats Usyk. I don't think he beats Fury. I don't even think he beats Wilder. He's already lost to him twice. I think Wilder knocks him out again.
Yeah.
And
Ruiz would be
fight.
It would be a nice fight, but yeah, it looks like in age. I mean, they always say Father Time's undefeated. So
yeah, man.
Just
I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah,
and I kept painting that narrative that heavyweights age differently, which is it's a fact. But
and he's still 42, so he's still good for his age. But
he's good for his age. But even at 42, I think his time is more than ticking. It might be up.
Yeah.
It really does hurt me to say that because I'm an absolute fan of Luis Ortiz.
And do we really want to see him in a heavyweight title fight? Like, does he interest us that much?
I don't want to see him as a fan because I think he gets knocked out by Usyk or Fury, and I don't think it would be very pretty, especially with his legs kind of being a little jello-ish.
What about if he takes steroids?
No, we don't promote that here.
Always a possibility.
We're gonna let you go for a week.
All right.
But you get your act together.
So we want to do our 2021 award show. The Porter.
Hold up. So
what you got?
Last thing I got. So just Luis Ortiz, the ship has sailed.
The ship has sailed maybe to win a title. I don't think I think he can still beat a lot of heavyweights, but I just don't think he can get a title now.
Man, the last Wilder fight, I thought he had a chance.
He won most of the rounds, but
and then it's that one.
Yeah, and honestly, those knockouts, that could be kind of what has progressed his aging. If you, I mean, you get hit like that by Deontay Wilder's, like get hit by a truck.
Yeah. So I'm moving forward. It hurts me to say that. The only thing that gives me hope, and so I'm holding on to like just a little bit, and that's the fact that this was a long layoff for him. So maybe this long layoff. The last thing I'm probably gonna say about this was, somebody looked at me and said, "Man, he just, it didn't look like he had it." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, here's one thing. The layoffs are good for you because they kind of preserve you, but at the same time, there's no way you could simulate how hot your body gets, how hot your mind, and how fast everything goes in the midst of a fight. And so when you are on a long layoff, it's like there's nothing that you can do but actually get in the ring and perform. I've done it. There's people who are like in the moment type of fighters, and I just didn't. So I'm saying that to say that I'm hoping that it was just a case where he's been on a layoff and he wasn't quite as hot as we wanted him to be, a little rusty. And I'm hoping that rust goes away. If we don't see him in a title fight and this next one is a title eliminator, I'm hoping he wins it and he's able to do something. If not, then I'm moving forward and Frank Sanchez will become the first ever Cuban heavyweight world champion.
All right.
I like it. Tied a bow on it. All right. Who's picking? What category first? 2021. Best of.
Go right down the road.
Yeah, it's just like we got.
I don't remember what order I had.
So let's do. Hey, this was my idea. Y'all, you can like it or hate it, and you let me know what you think.
And y'all put y'all ideas in the comments. Let us know.
What I was gonna say, let us know. Now you
let them
know.
You
matter. You matter.
This nigga right here.
Hey, listen. So what I was gonna do was just say read off the category, and then on 3 we all say
We
No.
tried to do this before. I don't
Yeah,
know
we
what it
did
was.
that.
Oh,
I think it was
yeah.
the pound for pound list. You wanted us
Yeah.
to be like 1, 2, chocolatito.
And you can't do like
Nobody
fight
was
of
gonna
the year.
say Chocolatito.
No, I was
right.
spoiler alert.
All right, go first, Sean.
I'll go
Let's go
last.
around the room then. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Around the room. It
Around
would
the
be-
room.
Virtual room.
All right,
Fight of the
Carson, you
year?
go first.
Go ahead, Carson. Fight of the year.
Wilder Fury. 3.
Wilder Fury 3. I had Wilder Fury 3.
Fight of the year. You know me, I'm outside the box type of guy. My fight of the year was the draw between Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo.
Oh,
Good call.
boo.
I like it.
Oh, you're a hater. You're a hater. Yeah, it was a fight of the year.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
I
know you
did. I did forget.
I know you.
Nice.
I know you
that
did.
one was a good one.
Yeah.
Nice contrast of
Yeah.
styles.
Yeah.
Castano
obviously.
pressure with
Yeah.
Charlo power.
Power?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Ends in,
we got
ends in
a
a
draw.
draw. Doesn't
and we're
get any
getting a
close.
rematch.
Yeah.
When's
That
the
should
rematch?
That should be coming soon. The rematch. I think
Yeah.
early 2022.
Who wins the rematch?
I would lean Charlo.
Me
I'm
too.
going Charlo. I'm
Yeah,
going Charlo.
I
I'm
think
going Castano.
I'm going
Oh,
Charlo.
I like it. Outside the box.
Yeah,
And
outside the box.
the other fights that I think were maybe close, the aforementioned Chocolatito and Estrada was really
Mhm.
good, and then
Mhm.
Figueroa and Fulton. I thought it was a really good fight.
I had,
that was a good fight.
Probably because it was just recent, but I had Cambosis and Lopez as my number.
I thought that was maybe a little more one-sided than would have got fight of the year for me.
Mhm.
Just my opinion.
Mhm. Mhm. Prospect of the year.
Prospect of the year. Who you got? Ant?
I'm going with our guy, Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, 4-0 in 2021. Brought a silver medal home in the Olympics. Hey, so we're rolling.
Hey,
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you because, like,
Yeah.
technically he's like 8-0 this year,
Yeah, so he got it done this year. I'm going with my man Keyshawn Davis.
or
Prospect of the year.
7-1. See,
Yeah.
he might be like 7-1 this year.
Yeah.
Who you got,
Yeah,
SP?
I'm not mad at that. Jared Anderson.
Jared Anderson.
That's my guy, man. He's the future of the heavyweight division. 4 fights this last year. He fought 5-1, 16-2, 22-0, and then 17-1 in his last fight. All KOs. He's 11-0 with 11 KOs. And the thing about those KOs, and he won that. Carson, you'll appreciate this. The NABF Junior Heavyweight
Oh, man.
title.
That's going
But,
up on the mantle. But
yeah, but the thing is, a lot of times we see a lot of guys, they're 11-0, 11 KOs. The fighters that the opponents are like have these lopsided records and things like that. I noted that his collectively he's fought against guys in 4 fights with 4 losses. You know what I mean? Which is really rare for a young fighter.
prospect of the year is just, we talked about it before, that it's just tough to determine when they break that threshold into a contender, because Jared Anderson, I think, is pretty close. But
yeah,
all 3 of us had different ones.
Yeah.
And nobody picked Xander Zayas, which is, I think,
I thought that you might.
That's a popular one. He's one that was in. I got Jose Valenzuela, Rayo.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
I mean, that dude, he 5 wins this year, 4 knockouts. We last saw him against Austin Dulé when he had like 17 knockdoggowns. He is
all to the back of the head.
All to the back of the head.
He been back in the head.
Yeah, Rayo he's just so explosive offensively.
That's a good one.
He definitely needs to tighten up his defense, which we've kind of alluded to before, but really explosive fighter and in a fun division, 135. But another 2 guys that come to mind that are kind of close to the breaking through to that like contender status would be Conor Benn and Brandon Lee. I think both of them had good years, and both are kind of pushing the envelope of no longer being prospects, even though they're still young. And Valenzuela, I think, is 22. So
yeah, and I felt the same about Jared Anderson. I feel like he's like kind of on the threshold of
he's close,
being
close
contender.
to graduating.
Yeah.
But fighter of the year, is it? Are we all 3 Canelo?
2, 3. Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah,
Yes.
Canelo.
Yeah.
Tough to pick against him.
Yeah.
My runner-up would be Fulton.
Okay. Hey, will we ever see a pound for pound king fight this much as Canelo's fighting?
I hope it's a trend. I hope he starts a trend.
I love it, man. Like Floyd kind of killed it, but he's like fighting in a calendar year. He fought 4 times. I mean, in 12 months, actually.
Yeah. 12 months for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and beats this just in 2021 beats 2 undefeated fighters,
Yeah.
undisputed at 168. I
Yeah.
mean, it's tough.
Last
to
time I
argue.
remember that was Leo Santa Cruz. I remember when he was at the top of his game and he had a couple of titles. He seemed like he was fighting like every 3 months. He was.
Do you guys have a runner up? Maybe Fulton, a good shout. Beats 2 undefeated fighters.
Yeah.
Unified at 126.
Yeah.
Nonito Donaire maybe gets a nod.
Yeah, Nonito.
You talk about opposite ends of the prospect. Donaire, like that's the gap you're looking at between those two.
Maybe Crawford. I mean, that's a great victory over Porter. No one's ever done that before.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest for just a second before we move into 2022?
Okay.
We already in 2022. It's probably
I'm talking about on our list. Crawford Porter was kind of a letdown.
Don't do it. Okay, yeah. Let's move forward.
Okay.
Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. What's
So,
the fight
yeah,
you want to see
boxing's
next year?
cool.
Let's fight this year. What's the fight you want to see this year?
2022, the number one fight I want to see.
And I knew he was gonna say that, yo.
I did too. I was hoping he wouldn't though.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
No.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Number one fight I want to see: Emmanuel Navarrete, Oscar Valdez.
Oh, nice.
I want Navarrete to move up to 130, and I want them to fight. And I think Navarrete starches Valdez.
I was like, he wants to see Navarrete in the ring with somebody. I don't know who it is, but I had a feeling.
And if not moving up to face Valdez, Navarrete fighting Gary Russell. Somehow Gary fought twice in 2022 would be unbelievable. But you ain't.
This fight's big enough to make. They actually could go across the street to make this fight. Gervonta Tank Davis and Lomachenko.
Nice.
I like it.
I think the fight's big enough for the business to be made on this fight.
It'll be a really fun fight.
I'm there for that, man.
Yeah.
I got Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez.
Oh, okay.
Good one. Canelo, I think, is one where there were a couple things that I was thinking, like, I would kind of like to see Canelo fight him. And I'm like, well, I don't know what weight he's fighting at. Like, is he going up to fight Makabu at cruiserweight and then going back down? That's a good fight, though. A couple other ones that I like. I love the idea of Deontay and Anthony AJ fighting.
Carson, let it go, Carson.
I think
Deontay?
Wilder and AJ.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Malik Scott say it, and I agree 100%. He said that's a big fight. Whenever that happens,
there's some fights out there that the belts don't matter, that records don't matter, that your last fight don't matter. I believe that fight is the epitome of that.
Speaking of that, I'll take 2 retired boxers to come out and fight again. I'll pay for it. Porter Madonna.
No, I thought I saw Maidana was actually coming back, but
it's Maidana, not Madonna.
Like a prayer.
Yeah,
that's what Sean would need to beat Marcos. Another one, and this is kind of doing like also had Benavidez and Zerto as a possibility. This one is like
that's the one for me too.
This is like a fantasy matchup because it would have to again move up and weight. I would love to see Inoue and Fulton at 122.
That's what I thought you were gonna go with an Inoue fight.
Yeah. I think I just don't know what I don't know. Like I think he beats Casemiro at 118. I think he beats Donaire again. So I don't know. I would like to see him tested and move up to 22. But
I know Caleb Plants probably has. I don't know what his route to get back to, the status that he had when he was undefeated. But I would love to see Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo.
I would like that. Yeah, welcome him to 168.
And then of course, my bold prediction is shit.
Boxing can ride a wave.
I didn't that too, but I didn't write it down. But
riding the wave.
What is my bold prediction?
Perfect. Bold prediction. So bold you couldn't even remember.
Carson, go ahead and drop yours. I'm gonna go last.
I have a couple.
All right, Carson, you supposed to pick one, Carson.
I know, but there was one I'd come up with, and I was like, so the one that I think I have a bold prediction, and I have a kind of more general level of it. I think Triple G loses his title to Demetrius Andrade, and then on just like a general level, I think Triple G loses his title at some point this year.
My bold prediction was that Demetrius Andrade gets one of the fights that he's been wanting.
Yeah,
like
so
forever.
I think he gets Triple G and beats him. Triple G I know he is still winning, but just like the last few fights, I'm like, just
Me too.
doesn't look all the way there. And I think
Me
some of
too.
those young guys coming up, Munguia,
Me
Boo
too.
Boo.
Yeah.
What about you, Ant? I know you got some crazy stuff over there.
He's practically the like the last of the Mohicans too.
Who? Triple G?
Yeah.
Oh,
From
And
that
Boo Boo
04.
wants, and Boo Boo also. There's a clip. We'll have to send it to you guys. That it was Boo Boo at a DAZN meeting. I think it was before his last fight. He had smoke from Mannix and the whole crew over there about pushing the narrative of like him fighting Charlo. He was like, no, talk about the fights like we're on the same network, like Triple G. Like talk about those, which I think being that they're on the same network, that happens. I think Eddie finally.
So my bold prediction is eventually we'll, possibly this year we get Crawford Spence. I feel like whoever loses that fight is going to get knocked out. Twist. Whoever wins that fight will get knocked out by Boots Ennis.
Oh.
It's over, and then the new generation takes over the welterweight. Spence Crawford will get KO'd by Boots Ennis.
That is bold. I like it. You know how I feel about Boots, so
Yeah.
I'm with it.
KO.
I would love to see that fight happen at some point this year.
Yeah, I know.
Sean, do you think of yours? Because I have another one.
Yeah, I just said it. Demetrius Andrade gets
Carson.
one of the big fights that he's been asking for.
Not that bold, but okay.
Nah, not quite too bold.
How about Regis Prograis becomes a world champion at 140 again? Whether that's rematching Josh Taylor, who I think might move up to 47, or if Taylor vacates, I think Prograis gets the title.
I'll go with that.
I like him.
I do too.
I think he's a really, really solid fighter, and I think for some reason that fight with Taylor is not discredited, but it's kind of not talked about that much. It was a really close fight, and then obviously his only loss. But also maybe think Usyk would beat Fury if they fought, but that's just me.
I don't know. I don't think.
Do you have an actual bold take over there, Sean? Because that was
no
extremely underwhelming.
No, I don't.
I think Demetrius Andrade gets a fight that he's been wanting.
No. But in other news, Triple G is the last of the Mohicans, and he's waiting on somebody to kind of, push him out.
Push him out. Yeah. That's why I think at least Boo Boo, if they fought, it wouldn't be a violent pushing out. I think Boo Boo would just outbox him. But like if Triple G fights like somebody like Munguia, I'm not so sure that it's not like or if Charlo stayed down there at 160. I don't know. I think it should be a big year of boxing. There's some exciting fights coming up already. Early in the year, we have Gary fighting Mark Magsayo.
And we won't see him no more.
End of this month. We'll see him again in 2023 afterwards. But
don't say that.
No, I hope this is that might be. Let me do that. That's my bold prediction. We get 2 Gary Russell fights in 2023.
Go 3.
That's
bold
as hell right there.
No, that's 3. Melting the whole podcast. If I say that's too hot, but Keith fights coming up. Amir Khan and Kell Brook, which is a fight I'm extremely intrigued by.
Not interested.
Going to that one.
You're not interested in that, Ant?
No.
It sold well. They sold out in like 10 minutes.
I bet it will. But hey,
over there.
Can I be honest?
No.
I don't know who wins.
I have no clue who wins.
I'll sit there and I'll be like,
who wins.
Yeah, Kell obviously wins. I'm like, oh, Amir Khan. I'm like, nah, definitely Kell. I like both of them, but yeah, should be a big year for boxing.
Really
hey,
big year
fans, put your predictions down there. Fight of the year.
Bold prediction.
Fight you what? Bold prediction and what else we got?
Fight you want to see.
Fight you want to see. Put your stuff down there.
Put it down. We'll shout some of them out next week.
And I think the number one fight everyone wants to see is Spence Crawford. To be fair, so I think we all kind of went outside the box on ours. Yeah, that's like the obvious one, which hopefully happens.
Yeah.
And then Boots is gonna get that ass.
Boots is ready.
Think Boots ready?
Boots. Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
Boots is ready.
He said,
Okay. The music's playing. You know what that means. God bless y'all. Later. What's up? I'm Showtime Sean Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG with 2 T's.
This is the Porter Way Podcast. This is Anthony Brunel, and this is Carson A. Merck. Tell them what to do.
Hey, like, subscribe, comment, Follow us on all social media platforms.
Subscribe.
I'm from Louisiana. I'll talk with a B. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right, just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then tell them, and then you tell them what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Porter Way
Already.
Podcast.
You're already here.
Hey, this is our outro. We're gonna do it how we want to.
I'm Showtime Sean Porter.
I'm Anthony Brendall.
Carson A. Merck. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.